Imagine waking up every day with the assurance that your actions and character have earned the love of the Creator, the one who holds the heavens and the earth in His control. How comforting and fulfilling would that be? We all strive for many things in life: success, happiness, love, and recognition. But have you ever paused to reflect on what it means to have Allah love you? His love is not just an abstract concept, it is the ultimate reward, a sign of acceptance, and the key to peace in this life and eternal joy in the hereafter. In this world full of challenges, where people often struggle to find their purpose and direction, the idea of Allah loving you is a source of unparalleled motivation. His love signifies that you are on the right path, that your heart is aligned with His guidance, and that your soul is among those cherished by Him. But how do we know if Allah loves us? Are there signs in our behavior, our thoughts, and our actions that can assure us of His divine affection? The answer is yes. Today on Deen Xplorers, we will uncover 3 powerful signs that Allah loves your character. These signs are not just arbitrary traits, but deeply rooted in the teachings of the Quran and the beautiful example of our beloved Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. They are qualities that elevate your soul, strengthen your connection with Allah, and bring immense blessings into your life. Each of these signs is not just about how you interact with others, but also about how you nurture your own soul. They reflect your relationship with Allah and your dedication to embodying the principles of Islam. Through these qualities, you become a beacon of light in the world, inspiring others to draw closer to their Creator. And before we begin, let me remind you to like, comment, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers so we can continue this journey of learning and growth together. Let's dive into these beautiful signs that show Allah loves your character. Stay tuned till the end. It might change the way you see yourself and your relationship with Allah forever. Sign 1. You are just and honest in your dealings. One of the clearest signs that Allah loves your character is when you prioritize justice and honesty in your everyday life. These 2 qualities are foundational to a strong moral compass and reflect a deep connection with Allah. Justice, in its essence, is not just a legal or formal concept. It is a divine quality and an integral part of a believer's daily life. Whether in matters of business, relationships, or decisions that affect others, being just and honest is an act of worship, pleasing to Allah and essential for building trust and harmony. Surely Allah commands you to deliver trusts to those entitled to them, and that, when you judge between people, judge with justice. Surely, excellent is the exhortation Allah gives you. Surely, Allah is all-hearing, all-seeing. Justice is not optional for a believer, it is an obligation. In a world filled with corruption, dishonesty, and favoritism, staying firm on the path of justice is no small feat. It requires courage, conviction, and above all, a strong reliance on Allah. Justice means treating people equally and ensuring that no one is wronged, even if that means ruling against oneself or those we love. It is about standing up for what is right, even when it is uncomfortable or comes with personal loss. Imagine a society where everyone practices justice and honesty. Such a community would be peaceful and harmonious, where trust flourishes and everyone feels safe. But achieving this ideal begins with individual accountability. How do we act in our personal lives? Are we fair in resolving conflicts within our families? Do we give each person their due right, be it a child, parent, employee, or friend? When we make decisions, do we weigh the facts honestly, or are we swayed by emotions, biases, or personal gains? Being just is not limited to big decisions or public matters. It is reflected in everyday actions. When you are fair in dividing time and attention among your loved ones, truthful in your promises, and upright in your dealings, you embody the traits that Allah loves. Consider how justice impacts our relationships. A parent who treats all their children fairly earns their trust and love. A business person who deals honestly earns not just profits, but the goodwill of their customers. These small acts of justice, when done sincerely, bring blessings into our lives. Honesty, a companion of justice, is equally important. When a person speaks the truth, it builds trust and brings clarity in relationships. Lies, on the other hand, create confusion, mistrust, and eventually destroy relationships and peace of mind. Allah loves those who are truthful because honesty aligns with the natural disposition of a believer. It is also a means of protection. Truthfulness is not only a way to attain Allah's love, but also a path to Jannah, paradise. On the other hand, dishonesty distances a person from Allah and leads to regret both in this life and the hereafter. Yet being truthful is not always easy. It requires bravery, especially in situations where telling the truth may lead to discomfort or backlash. However, the reward for honesty is far greater than the temporary challenges it might bring. Justice and honesty also bring peace to the soul. A person who is just and truthful does not have to carry the burden of guilt or fear of exposure. Their heart remains light and free of worry. On the contrary, dishonesty and injustice weigh heavily on a person's conscience, creating inner turmoil and unease. When you are just and honest, you align yourself with the natural balance that Allah has created in this world. Ultimately, being just and truthful is a means of earning Allah's love. It shows that your primary concern is pleasing Allah, even if it means going against your desires or facing worldly challenges. When Allah loves your character, He blesses your actions, grants you ease in this life, and raises your rank in the hereafter. May Allah make us among those who uphold justice and honesty in every aspect of our lives. Sign 2. You forgive others for the sake of Allah. Forgiveness is one of the most beautiful and powerful qualities a believer can possess. It is not merely an act of letting go, but a reflection of a heart that seeks Allah's pleasure above all else. When you forgive others, especially those who have wronged you, you demonstrate immense strength and a deep trust in Allah's justice. This quality is so beloved by Allah that He mentions it multiple times in the Quran, encouraging us to overlook the faults of others and focus on His mercy and reward. The ones who spend for Allah's sake in prosperity and adversity, and those who control anger and forgive people, and Allah loves those who are good in their deeds. Forgiveness is not just a choice, it is a pathway to earning Allah's love. But forgiveness is not always easy. When someone hurts you, the pain can feel overwhelming, and the natural response is often to seek revenge or hold on to resentment. However, holding on to grudges only burdens your heart and keeps you from experiencing true peace. Forgiveness, on the other hand, liberates you. It lightens your soul and brings tranquility to your heart, allowing you to move forward with a clean conscience. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, is the ultimate example of forgiveness. His life is filled with moments of remarkable compassion and mercy. One of the most profound examples is his forgiveness of the people of Mecca after years of persecution. When he entered Mecca as a victor, the people feared retribution for their past actions, but Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, forgave them. This act of forgiveness not only softened the hearts of his enemies, but also showcased the power of mercy in building bridges and fostering unity. When we follow this example, we align our character with the beloved traits of the Prophet and earn the love of Allah. Forgiveness doesn't mean you condone the wrong that was done to you. It means you rise above it. You place your trust in Allah's perfect justice, knowing that He is aware of all things and will hold everyone accountable for their actions. When you forgive for the sake of Allah, you demonstrate reliance on Him and prioritize His pleasure over your own ego or desire for revenge. The act of forgiving is also deeply tied to your own need for Allah's forgiveness. Every one of us makes mistakes and sins, and we are in constant need of Allah's mercy. When we forgive others, we open the door for Allah to forgive us. If we are harsh, unforgiving, and judgmental, how can we expect Allah to forgive us? But when we show mercy and pardon others, we become deserving of Allah's infinite mercy and forgiveness. Forgiveness also strengthens relationships. It fosters understanding and allows people to grow together instead of being torn apart by conflict. When you forgive someone, you set an example of humility and kindness that can inspire others to do the same. It creates a ripple effect, spreading positivity and healing in a world often filled with anger and resentment. However, forgiveness doesn't mean you have to stay in harmful situations or continue relationships with those who repeatedly hurt you. Islam teaches us to protect ourselves from harm while maintaining a forgiving heart. You can forgive someone while keeping a healthy distance if necessary. Forgiveness is about freeing yourself from bitterness, not about tolerating injustice. As you reflect on this, ask yourself, is there someone in your life whom you need to forgive? It could be a family member, a friend, or even a stranger who wronged you. Remember, forgiving them is not about excusing their actions. It's about seeking the pleasure of Allah and freeing your heart from negativity. May Allah grant us the strength to forgive others as we seek His forgiveness and make us among those whom He loves for their mercy and compassion. Sign 3. You are kind and compassionate to others. Kindness and compassion are among the most beloved qualities to Allah. They are reflections of a pure heart and a soul that is deeply connected to its Creator. Being kind is not just about showing politeness or offering a smile. It is about sincerely caring for others and striving to ease their burdens. Compassion, similarly, is an empathetic understanding of others' struggles and a willingness to help them with sincerity. These qualities embody the essence of what it means to be a true believer and earn the love of Allah. Surely Allah is with those who fear Him and those who are good in their deeds. When you are kind and compassionate, you are essentially embodying the characteristics that Allah loves. These traits not only strengthen your relationship with Allah, but also deepen your connection with His creation. Every act of kindness, no matter how small, is recorded by Allah and can tip the scales of your deeds on the day of judgment. Whether it's helping a neighbor, comforting a friend, or even being gentle with animals, acts of compassion leave a lasting impact. The Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, was the perfect example of kindness and mercy. His life is filled with countless examples of his care for others, regardless of their background, status, or even their treatment of him. One remarkable instance is when an elderly woman, who was hostile toward the Prophet, would throw garbage on him whenever he passed by her house. One day, she fell ill, and the Prophet, instead of holding resentment, visited her to check on her health. This act of kindness left her astonished and eventually softened her heart toward Islam. This story teaches us that compassion has the power to change hearts and break barriers. It is not about receiving recognition or rewards, but about reflecting the values that Allah loves. When you are kind, you are contributing to the betterment of society and fostering an environment of mutual respect and care. Kindness and compassion are especially important in relationships. In families, they create bonds of love and understanding. Between friends, they build trust and loyalty. In communities, they promote unity and cooperation. Providing for someone in need, teaching someone something valuable, or even listening to someone's struggles with patience are all forms of compassion. These actions not only benefit others, but also elevate your own soul and draw you closer to Allah. In a world that often feels harsh and unforgiving, acts of kindness can be a beacon of hope. They remind people that goodness still exists and that there is always someone willing to care. Even a small act, like offering water to a thirsty person or smiling at someone, can brighten their day and leave a positive impact. Being compassionate doesn't mean you have to be perfect or never feel frustration. It means striving to control negative emotions and respond with patience and understanding, even when it's difficult. If someone wrongs you, showing compassion doesn't mean tolerating injustice, but responding in a way that reflects your commitment to pleasing Allah. At times, life can be challenging, and showing kindness might feel like an additional burden. But remind yourself that every act of compassion is a form of worship and a means to earn Allah's pleasure. Allah sees your efforts, even when others do not. He knows the sacrifices you make to bring ease to someone else's life, and He rewards it abundantly. Finally, kindness and compassion benefit you as much as they benefit others. They bring peace to your heart, strengthen your faith, and fill your life with blessings. A kind person is loved not only by Allah, but also by the people around them. Their presence becomes a source of comfort and positivity, leaving a legacy that continues to inspire others. May Allah grant us the ability to be kind and compassionate, to embody these beloved traits, and to earn His eternal love and mercy. As we conclude today's video, let's take a moment to reflect on the beauty and significance of the qualities we discussed. Justice and honesty, forgiveness and kindness are not just actions. They are reflections of a heart that seeks Allah's pleasure above all else. These traits elevate your character, purify your soul, and strengthen your bond with your Creator. They are the signs of a believer who is loved by Allah, and there is no greater honor or reward in this life than being among those cherished by Him. But remember, cultivating these qualities requires consistent effort and sincere intention. Life will always present challenges that test your resolve, situations where it's easier to take shortcuts, hold grudges, or act selfishly. In those moments, remind yourself of the ultimate goal: Allah's love and eternal reward. Strive to rise above your emotions, trust in His justice, and rely on His mercy. Every small step you take toward these qualities brings you closer to Allah and earns His blessings in both this world and the hereafter. So, let's commit to nurturing these beautiful traits in our lives. Let's be just and honest in our dealings, forgiving to those who wrong us, and kind and compassionate to everyone we meet. In doing so, we not only earn Allah's love, but also become a source of goodness and positivity in the world. If this video inspired you, let us know in the comments below which quality you want to focus on in your journey to becoming a better believer. Your thoughts and reflections mean so much to us, and they inspire others in our growing community of Deen Xplorers. And don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to Deen Xplorers if you haven't already. Your support allows us to continue sharing uplifting and motivational content to help strengthen your faith and deepen your connection with Allah. May Allah guide us all to embody the traits He loves, forgive our shortcomings, and grant us His mercy in this life and the hereafter. Until next time, keep striving, keep growing, and remember that Allah is always near.